subtle. Shot fakes, ball fakes, pass fakes, getting defenders reacting, and then good, solid out of bounds underneath. One of the things Gonzaga does emphasize is scoring off their inbounds underneath.
Murninghoff last year shot 46% from behind the arc. Here he goes again from straight on. That one was off target. There's Shelton putting it on the floor, and Dower able to recover and get the block. And Pangos contact, can't get it to drop. But a Washington State foul. Gonzaga midway through the first half leads by 6.
Welcome back to WSU versus Gonzaga. Up next is Northern Iowa versus St. Mary's.
Northridge versus Hawaii. Drexel versus Rider. Morris State versus College of Charleston. Kent State versus West Virginia. Belmont versus Memphis. San Diego State versus Baylor. Rhode Island, Texas. Duke, Michigan State. Kentucky versus Kansas.
Now the guy in the Batman mask will be doing the halftime interview with Mark Few. He was pretty good.
Belmont and Memphis will be a great game, and Memphis better be on upset alert because they were all Duke could handle on Friday night.
Here are some of the other things you could do. Of course, you'll be watching basketball, but you could also watch the Godfather trilogy 3 times. You could drive from here to Milwaukee in 25 hours. The average college student, that might be the best one. I was actually surprised by that number. I thought it'd be a lot higher.
Oh, no question. 116. I thought that was light.
And that's normally about your pace, 116.
That's your pace for in-game. Let's see if they score again. They really do a tremendous job scoring off their out-of-bounds plays.
And Pangos trying to get free. Can't. Got 3 threes already in this first half. Gonzaga with 12 of its 14 points coming from behind the arc. And Harris looking for Lane, and he was able to get the shot off but couldn't hit. Now Pangos, his 4th 3 already.
Best time to shoot an offensive, a three-point basket off an offensive rebound. Everybody's turned to the rim, and you're recovering such a long way out.
Well, again, Mark Few, bears repeating, told us earlier today he felt he needed to start Pangos as a freshman because of his ability to shoot the ball, especially here at home, getting the crowd into it early. And he's off to a great start. Enquist down low from Aiden. Angles off the screen. And now Bell will rise and hit a 3. 6 of the 7 Gonzaga field goals are triples.
Well, I'll tell you this, it's only November, but how crisply is Gonzaga running their offense?
Yeah, really. And you talk about their schedule, and they've got one of the toughest schedules non-conference in America. And obviously, if they shoot like this, they're going to be able to compete with all those teams like Michigan State, Illinois, Arizona. Butler, Harris, good look by Pangos, who's doing it all here in the first half.
And all of this without the guy who is your senior leader and one of the hardest playing players in college basketball, Robert Sacre.
Oh, good pass by Moore, and the basket by Brock Modem. Here's Bell with a floater. I don't know if that was a pass attempt to Harris or what. Off the backboard, and here comes Washington State. Aiden with the kick out, and the three-pointer for Ladd won't go. Out of bounds, it'll stay. Washington State basketball.
Well, watch Kevin Pangos. First of all, he's done a tremendous job relocating. He's in charge of getting everybody organized offensively, but picks his spots, just floats behind the defense against the zone. When he's over on the side, if you're backing off, he's pulling the trigger. It's impressive the pace at which Pangos is playing. He's going to get a brief rest here, but he's very ball under control. 4 assists to go along with 4 field goals. Great percentage. Usually you can speed young guys up. This guy is playing at his pace.
Getting a breather now as David Stockton Johnson checks into the game, and a blocking foul on the drive by Bell. Capers picking up his first. Let's see here again if it's a restricted area issue. No, he was outside of it there, but apparently did not have position.
Well, tremendous job by Bell, whose physique and frame is very solid and ready to be played at this level. And I say this to you, doesn't it feel like Washington State is spending an awful lot of time on their heels?
Bell, a terrific high school player, was the Associated Press Player of the Year and was recruited by all of the Pac-12 schools, pretty much, including Washington State. UCLA also was interested in Bell, but he chose to play at Gonzaga. 23-12, the Zags on top, but a three-pointer from the corner for the Fresno State transfer Mike Ladd, who's from Seattle. Here's Bell, his second three. Well, the freshman lighting it up for the Bulldogs tonight. Pangos with 12 and Bell with 7. So 19 of the 26 scored by those 2 freshman guards. Aiden fires off target. Spangler with the rebound. Here's Bell again. And Bell, the Washington State coaches thought he traveled. Missed 3 by Stockton. And a timeout called by Ken Bone. Gonzaga with 7 3-pointers and an 11-point lead.
Well, Gonzaga has a couple of rookies that don't play like rookies. We saw Pangos making shots early. Gary Bell comes off the bench, starts making threes. And, you know, sometimes as a coaching staff, you put so much emphasis on where you think the team's strength is. And Washington State talked extensively last night about the interior game and Gonzaga's ability to draw fouls in there. Now, all of a sudden, the number of threes by Gonzaga, just incredible.
Almost like the Zachary foul trouble has allowed Mark Few to see maybe another side of his offense, maybe a side he wasn't sure he had with these freshmen, and whether they could step up and hit these shots in game. Gonzaga's made 5 of its last 7 threes, and a lot of these points coming off offensive rebounds. They have 9 second chance points to nothing for Washington State. Patrick Simon misfires on a 3 and another Gonzaga rebound. Good play with Ladd coming, able to trail and get the steal, and the headman to Capers for the layup.
It's a poor decision by Stockton. I mean, Sam Dower looks at him like, I'm not prepared to catch it at the free throw line and put it on the deck.
Stockton to the entry pass, and Dower. And now Pangos, another one. He's 5 of 7 from 3-point land.
I'll tell you this, folks, if Pangos shoots it like that consistently, you're going to have a tough time guarding Gonzaga, because then that's going to open the interior for Harris and Zachary.
And Chris with a putback. Right, let's not forget that arguably Gonzaga's best player has barely played tonight. Zachary at 7-footer. Dower out to Stockton. Now the fans here want Pangos to shoot it from there. Merninghoff with another 3. The 9th Three-pointer for Gonzaga in this first half. They have 2 field goals from inside the arc. Everything else coming from three-point land. Morris splits the double team. Ladd can't hit the 3. Here's Pangos. And that was a 2-point attempt over the backboard. It'll go to Washington State.
The question mark for Gonzaga was their perimeter game too young to be good? Mr. Pangos, welcome from Canada to Spokane, Washington. And Murninghoff, another 3. They've got 9, and they're running Washington State out of the gym.
Gonzaga's hit 9 threes and has a 13-point lead. Coming off a 25-win season and a trip to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. Look at the teams with the 25-win seasons the last 4 years, and you find 3 that are in the WCC, including new member BYU. Gonzaga picked to win the conference. They have won the West Coast Conference 11 straight years, either sharing or winning the title outright.
And if somebody was going to pick them off last year, I mean, it should have been last year, because they lost 2 of their first 3 conference games, but able to withstand that, and what a job he has done. They're tied for 4th all time in terms of his 13-year number of wins, 317. You know who he matched? Jim Boeheim, who's gone on to a Hall of Fame career.
In terms of the most wins during that time frame, you're right. As Gonzaga picks up its 17th foul. That's maybe the first mistake by Pangos there, reaching in, picking up the foul. He has 4 assists and 15 points here in just his 2nd game. A 2-shot foul here from Marcus Capers. Check that 1-1. One official said 2-shot foul. The other said 1-1. Tuesday, the college hoops tip-off marathon presented by Disney Park continues on ESPN2. First at 6 Eastern at Summit. And the Lady Vols in action taking on Miami. Then at 8, men's action Ohio State and Florida. What are your expectations for Summit in Tennessee this year?
Well, they're a national championship contender. There's no doubt. Clearly, they have got to deal with Pat Summitt's diagnosis of early onset dementia, but they're stacked with talent, and they've got a great staff that's been together a long time. I think you'll see them in the Final Four.
Oh, Pangos with contact on Capers, but no foul. Gonzaga with 7 to shoot. Here's Stockton into the lane. Timers down to 4. Hard on the baseline. And bailed out with a blocking foul with 4 to shoot. That's on Modem, his first. 15 foul on the Cougars. Aiden will come back into the game and replace Mike Ladd.
I asked Mark Few what the ceiling on this team was, and he said, well, we need our young guys to get good. This guy's been pretty good tonight.
Well, Pangos, that one was in and out, but an offensive rebound. And a foul called as Spangler went back up. 16 foul in Washington State. They get Patrick Simon there.
And even without Robert Sacre, who had 5 offensive rebounds against Eastern Washington, one of the better offensive rebounders you'll find, this team is still offensive rebound of the basketball. So when I asked Mark what the ceiling was, he said the guards, the young people have got to get better, and they've got to get experience, and we can't rush that. We've had teams with more talent, but I love the chemistry on that group. And I'll tell you this, Dave, the chemistry is evident through the first, almost 15-plus minutes of this basketball game.
We talked about Sacre being out, but remember, Elias Harris hadn't done a whole lot yet in this game, and he does have 4 points, but here's a guy that last year averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds per game as Washington State turns it over. So you think of the talent and how it's balanced.
Yes.
You got perimeter shooters, as we can see here, and obviously you know what Sacre can do, and Harris can do both. He's an inside player and can also shoot it from outside. Spangler looking for the return. Got it from Stockton, then the block by Capers. What has to change here for Washington State offensively to get back in this game?
Well, I think one of the challenges, nice move. That'll help.
Yeah. Modem taking it to the rim. Able to throw it down and a foul on Gonzaga.
They've got a couple of issues. Let's watch the terrific move. And this is just a tremendous move by an obviously agile big guy. Solid left-hand drive. This is just special. Excellent.